Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt Rose.
And I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
We are here with our new edition of Big Brother 28 live feed spoilers. Today is day 7. We have made it to the other side of the veto ceremony. And I feel like traditionally the top story coming into this would be here's what happened in the veto ceremony. And rest assured, we are going to get into that. But both the combination of the relative predictability of that and just also Jason repeatedly tanking his own game to an astonishing degree. It's just like, what are you doing, guy?
It's really shocking. I mean, Jason is somebody that both of us had very highly
Yes.
up on our vibes check here before going in, that we thought that he was actually going to do really well this season because he is just such a social guy, and social capital goes a long way in this game, but he is just targeting the wrong people at the wrong time when he doesn't have any power and there's no reason. It's just getting messy, bad gameplay.
Yeah, and I mean, we've even talked about this the past couple of days. It's like some of the ideas and some of the things that are in Jason's head, it's not necessarily that these are wrong ideas, but what you said
Right.
about this being the wrong time is 100% the case. And I think that Jason is in this situation. You know, he has immunity because of the challenge at the start of the season for the week, and he has sort of operated. I'm gonna make a Top Chef analogy because I love Top Chef. I watch it every season. I wish I could cook that well, but we have,
You do.
thank you very much, but sometimes we have immunity challenges on Top Chef and somebody wins it and then they're safe for the elimination challenge. And Jason has done the equivalent of serving the judges a can of baked beans and being like, this is good enough, I'm safe, you don't need any of the best from me. But it's like, everyone's still going to remember this. Jason, everyone is still going to remember how you played this week.
Absolutely. But before we get deeper into exactly what Jason has been doing, because there's a lot to cover there with that,
Yes.
be sure to hit that subscribe button and stick with us. We are going to have live feed updates for you every single day through the whole season. We're really excited to be here breaking down the show with you. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we are really grateful to everyone who subscribes and really, really grateful to everyone who has joined our YouTube memberships.
Thank
We
you
are,
so much.
I know, like we're having a great time talking Big Brother 28 over there. We have weekly exclusive videos
Yep.
all about Big Brother. This week's is all about the twist, the HOH twist at the start of the season. Is this the most unfair twist ever on Big Brother? Like the further we get into this week, by the way, the more and more it seems like, yeah, there's a really good case to be made for this.
Absolutely. And we will have another exclusive Big Brother video coming up this week as well. So hit that membership button. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. It's so very appreciated. All right, well, we'll just start with the table setting though, because the veto ceremony did happen to the
Yep.
surprise of no one. Mallory used the power of veto on herself.
Yeah, she did. And now we've got Ashley up on the block, but she's seemingly not the target for now. Listen, it's
Yes.
only Monday. Things can change.
Yeah, very, very much things can change.
Yes.
We have Taylor, we have Yash, and while Mallory may have been the initial target, everything is sort of centering more on Yash at this point. Like there are a few reasons for this. It's like he doesn't really have a game relationship with them for starters. And then it's just Yash has done this thing where he chilled out. He like ran based on vibes for like 3 or 4 days in the Big Brother house. And I don't know, 15 years ago when people weren't gaming as hard right away, like maybe that is going to be an okay idea.
I just feel like if I was in the house and I saw somebody that was on the block and they're not scrambling to talk to people or just anything, if you're just sitting back and having vibes, I'm going to think a couple of things. I'm either going to think that you do not care
Yeah.
to be in this house. And if you do not care to be in this house, then you can leave this house. Or I'm going to think that you are sitting pretty in a really important alliance that you are not worried.
Yeah, and
That also means you got to go.
yeah, I mean the real final proverbial nail in the coffin right now for Yash, I mean, unless he wins the blockbuster, is that he decided, he came up with this bright idea even before the veto ceremony that it was just like, okay, I'm going to get a big alliance together. We're going to get some sort of vengeance on the other side of all of this on D. And it's just like, Yash, nobody's really going to believe you about a huge alliance you're starting up only when you are in the most extreme amount of danger. It's just like a total panic move on your part.
Oh my God, nobody wants to like jump in the boat with you, Yash. As you're like tying an anchor around everybody and dragging everybody down.
Yeah.
You are on the block.
Yeah.
This is not the time for that type of talk. You want to talk alliances after, if you survive, absolutely. This is more of the time for those one-on-ones where it's like, I can offer you this, I can work with you on this, but like, let's just get everybody together and we'll go after D, we'll go after this other side of the house. Oh, geez.
Yeah. Nobody trusts you. Listen, if Rome is running circles around you strategically, and this is
Oh my
Rome,
goodness.
who is still trying to pretend like his showmance with Lyric is not a thing, despite a lot of the house knowing that it is a thing from like day 2, he went to D pretty much immediately and was just like, oh, by the way, yeah, she's starting to try to get this alliance going. He approached me and like, they're not even that close of allies, but I think Rome clearly saw a situation where it was just like, okay, this is a way to cement further. Target's not going to be on me. It's not going to be on some other people. It can be on this guy. I don't really care that much about this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got information, and that is strong currency in this game. So why not share that information?
Yeah, like Yash had started a little bit of a campaign in the hours after the veto ceremony, but once again, these campaigns are both terrible and also really, really archaic. He has tried to go in with the argument of, listen, everyone, there are more women than men in the house right now. Can you really? Like, Jess's face tells you let's all sit back and remember
who cares?
All the great historical women's alliances that have dominated Big Brother over. How worried should we be about that?
Oh my goodness, I'm quaking. Like, it's ridiculous. And this whole like girls versus boys is more boy. Stop it. It just doesn't really matter.
No one cares about this. Everybody is just thinking survival mode right now. It's week 1. Everybody just wants to ensure they're safe, their allies are safe. They can figure out everything else. He has also made this argument to Devins in particular. This stuff's like, listen, Devins, if I go, it's setting a really bad precedent. You're getting out some real competition threats. Gosh, what have you won? What have you... Tell me all the competitions you've won at this point in the game.
Also, people might want to get out some competition threats. I mean, you don't want to have a bunch of competition threats still in the game. I'd always felt that that is not the way that I would play.
Yeah.
I would not want to keep a bunch of competition threats in the game because I am in my old lady era. I am sitting on my couch and eating Fritos and watching Love Island. So if I'm on Big Brother, I'm not winning any competition. So I also don't want other people in the house that are winning competitions because that's not really helpful to me.
Yeah, this is the weird thing that everybody gave Jag a lot of grief on. And trust me, there's a lot of grief to be given for Jag for various parts of his game.
Yeah.
But everybody was just like, oh, he's winning all these competitions against people who aren't good at it. And I was like, yeah, that's probably by design. You want to be at the end with people you can just win every competition against, right?
That's right.
So, yeah, Yash is almost certainly going to be evicted. It is still early, like you said, things can change. But in the event that we are in some sort of situation where Yash ends up winning the blockbuster and we are in a spot where it's Taylor versus Ashley, like it does feel like there is a reasonable chance right now that Ashley ends up going.
Yeah. And I mean, here's the thing. I mean, Ashley is fine, but I would really like to see Taylor stick around.
Yeah, I want to see Taylor stick around. Like, Ashley is, I guess, entertaining, but I think Ashley's problem, she's just not really in tune with the game at all. Like,
no.
Like, she's not as clueless as Yash, but at the same time, it's like, you want to step up a little bit. Like, the real reason Ashley is on the block right now is like, nobody is that invested in keeping her around. Like, D is all about this week. I just want to do what's going to make it so there's a very small amount of people mad at me after the fact here.
Yeah, I just feel like from the little bit that we've seen of Taylor, I feel like when she's off the block and if she's staying, that she will be able to start actually maneuvering through the game a bit better. It's really hard when it's like it's the first week and you're just straight up on the block.
Yeah, I mean,
Because then you're just in here fighting for your life. It's a little less about strategically moving to the next week because you haven't got there yet, and you might not.
yeah, you have to be careful with all of these sort of things. And I think you
Right.
also need to be careful with how you campaign and like when you talk to people and at what time. Like another wonderful mistake that Yash has already made here. Like instead of having individual competition like conversations with everyone, he's already gone to D because this is a spot where, there's 17 people in the house, there's 14 people voting, there could be a tie. So he just was like, D, if there's a tie, I got you. You got me. I got you. She told him everything he wanted to hear.
Of course.
And then she told Taylor, oh, by the way, none of that is true. I'm going to get rid of Yash in the event that it is a tie.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I understand where Yash is coming from that if there's a tie, yeah, you want to make sure that you secure that, but you should secure the other votes first because, it's not uncommon that there's a tie, but it's not the most common. It's not
Yeah.
likely that that's the way that that's going to play out. So
Yeah.
like, yes, but leave it till last.
Yeah, you gotta believe that Dee's probably gonna do everything in her power to make sure there's not a tie. Have the conversation, but
course.
yeah, like have it Wednesday, have it close to the end of the week. That way you can go to her and be like, I've got this number, I've got this number. Like you actually have something than just like throwing a mythical idea out into the air.
Try to figure out what your numbers are first before you get to the tie.
Okay, now we got to talk about Jason, and there's a lot of good and bad. And this breaks my heart. Like Jess said earlier, I really like Jason coming into the game.
I like Jason too, and the frustrating thing about this is that Jason's reads are really good in this game. The problem is the timing of things, and a lot of stuff with Big Brother is, of course, you have to have good reads
Yeah.
on what's going on. You need to be able to trust the right people, but the timing of things really, really matters.
Yeah, like a great example of this is he had this conversation with Lyric yesterday where he was able to accurately clock. And I mean, he's already been speculating about this, that Angela D and Devins are working together.
Mhm.
But just by the simple fact that he told Angela something, she went away right away. It was something about Devins. And then like Devins comes down almost immediately afterwards and is like trying to like buddy up with him. So it's a pretty clear sign. It's okay, they're clearly talking about things that I'm saying. I'm figuring things out. The
Mhm.
wheels are turning. I finally have justification behind my over the top obsession with trying to get Rick Devens out of the game.
Completely understand why he wants Rick out of the game.
Yeah.
I do. He's a threat and he can get really messy when he's especially bored. And this is the Big Brother house. That's
Yeah.
absolutely going to happen. He's a schemer. He is not somebody that you want to sit at the end of this game with, but it is the first week. Like you can deal with Devins another week. You
Yeah.
haven't even gotten past this week yet. You don't know who the next HOH is going to be yet.
Yeah.
You can target him when the right people are in power. Jason really should just be focusing on building the relationships so that when one of them are in power, they can get Devins.
Yeah, like you need to have like a high interest Big Brother savings account that you go and you deposit all this information in and then you just leave it.
Drew.
Yeah, you don't touch it. You just find a way to store it. And yes, Drew is like an absolutely perfect example of this. And that's a perfect segue. Like Drew is a big catalyst for everything because Jason came up because he doesn't want to deposit that information. He's just like, okay, I'm going to bring in a lot of different people. I'm going to tell people some stuff. I'm going to talk to Lala. I'm going to talk to Melody. I'm going to talk to Drew. I'm going to make these arguments. And like some of them, once again, are smart and are valid, including, he told Melody that's all right, all these reality TV veterans, they're going to take a lot of the screen time away from us. This is going to be their story. Like, do you want it to be our story? Like, yes, Jason, you're not wrong, but okay, I'm a Jason fan too. So Jason fans, I'm fine if you come for me. It's giving a little bit of jealousy. It's giving a little bit of, I'm upset that I was not positioned as a reality TV alum coming into this, and I want all the airtime, and I'm a little bit upset they're going to get it.
He should have been positioned in that. He comes from a huge show. I mean, I don't know why he was stuck in with the newbies and why he wasn't one of the big reality contestants coming in from this massive show. It's wild to me that that it was like that. And I understand, yes, all the returning people, they are definitely going to be having a lot of screen time. But at the same time, if you're giving really good moments, you will still get your screen time. It's not like we're only going to see these three every single week. And then don't forget about us live feeders out here. It's not only about the casuals who are just watching the show. We're all out here too. I mean, you know, I barely watch a show. I am watching the feeds, which is a completely different show. We see you, Jason. We see you all the time. Like, it'll be all right. People will remember you.
Yes.
But if you want it to be like the casuals that are remembering you on the show, then just make those moments for them. You can end up having that screen time. They're not going to just give it to Devon's eating some grapes. They'll give it to you if you've got the right momentum, you've got the right conversations, the right things are happening. Just make that magic for yourself. Don't be jealous.
I hate that this is already the second time Paul is being brought up in these videos this season, but Paul on season 18, when a lot of us like Paul, like this is a great example. Their friendship. He had that, you know, Paul really ran with the gimmicks. There were a lot of things that happened, and there were returning players this season. Like, all of that ended up working out fine. Now, here is the problem for Jason. Drew went earlier today to D and told all about Jason wanting Devon's out, spilled a lot of the tea. You know, he then went and told Devon's it as well, like, you know, and talking further about what you said about Drew holding on to information. Like, he didn't necessarily say every single thing that he got from Jay, but he got the stuff that he knew was important right now, laid it out for them. And yeah, like we said, Jason's safe. There's nothing that can be done about it this week, but it really changes the equation because like Jason's also tried to get buddy with D. It's like everything is going to be influenced now because I think Drew has had enough conversations and run enough information back. Like, there is a little bit of social capital and trust that's been built up there.
Absolutely. And the fact that he is working with a bit of the bigger alliance at this point, but other people on the other side of the house are still telling him information. Drew just is somebody who is positioned so well in that way. It's can be a difficult balancing act. But because he is so charismatic and he is coming across as someone who pretty social, but also pretty honest. We talked about this in our last update about Lyric being like, oh, you know, I'm friends with everybody sort of thing. And he's just like, I don't know you. What are you talking about? And she was really offended by that. I think that because he has just the right amount of honesty with people, that then it hides the fact that he is able to go and spill some secrets, that people will come to him and be like, oh, well, if he's willing to be that honest with Lyric, then maybe he'll be, you know, honest with me.
I've seen people be upset with Drew today, being sort of like, you know, why you telling on all these stuff to the returning players? And listen,
because he's working with them.
Yes, that's the obvious answer. Like, this
is the right thing to do. He is working with them. He is in an alliance with them. He should be telling them. That's how he goes further in the game. Listen, if he doesn't want to sit at the end with a Devons, which I totally understand, he may not want to do that. He might be like, I can beat him and I want to beat him. If I'm going to be the best, I want to beat the best. That's fine. He can take care of Devons later.
Yes. Like, this is okay. Everyone, just put on your tinfoil hats here, because this is something that I think Drew, who has experience in this reality TV world, is probably aware of. Is that production? They're gonna do everything that they can to make sure these reality stars are not booted from this game really, really early. Like, if it happens, it happens. But at the same time, they're gonna try to make sure it doesn't happen. It makes more sense to get in with them now, to use this momentum for the time being, and then, like you said, later on, make the move.
Here's the thing, Jason, we're going to talk to you again because you're upset that they're going to end up having all the big screen time. Guess who also is going to end up having a lot of screen time now? Drew, because he is working with them. So you could have taken that other angle and worked with them and got the screen time.
All right, now this is where things get even more messy if they were not messy enough already, because Drew also gave Angela some information here, including, you know, this is actually kind of sad, that Jason has been fake crying and being overly emotional to her to try to win her over. And like, Angela's big red flags. What gets Angela into problems sometimes is that she is very sensitive and she can get very, very paranoid. And it's like she is very upset about this because she feels like she's been vulnerable with Jason. Like she's shared stuff about her family, shared stuff about herself. She thought these moments were real. And it's like all these Angela beefs have been building up. Like Melody, Haley, we've talked about these. Like Jason may rise to the top of this list now.
And he absolutely would for me if I was Angela. I can't believe I'm here agreeing with Angela. I would be crushed. I am a Pisces. I'm very sensitive. I cry over everything. But if somebody was fake crying or pushing an emotion a little bit further to get those tears out, but they weren't really there, like if it wasn't genuine, I would be crushed. If I'm sharing tears with somebody, you fake crying to me, it's really a problem.
Yeah.
I'll never trust you again.
Yeah, I think that bridge is burned. Like Angela, like she has improved.
It is. He's lighting the way forward with the bridges he is burning.
She may be better this season when it comes to faking things in certain moments, but like she's not going to forget all of this.
Right.
Part of things that are really interesting, and this is what gets into Angela's paranoia here, is that like last night she was already starting to spiral. Like, is Drew telling us enough? Is Drew being enough of an alliance member? And then like Drew goes and gives her all this information and she's still not sure that she wants to trust Drew. And it's Angela, this is your problem. I worry that she is going to worry and overthink herself to death and cause a problem here and make this alliance split up when it doesn't have to, because it could easily run the game.
Absolutely, it could run the game. And having Angela in that alliance, well, it was a choice. And this is going to end up being the ramifications of this choice. I think Angela's going to be able to hold it together for as long as she's able to.
Yeah.
We watched her on Amazing Race. She was fine over there. We've watched her on Big Brother. We know.
Yeah.
And with Big Brother, that's part of the social experiment, right? Yeah. You're in this house for however long, 3 months. With all these different types of personalities, it is very difficult and it's very easy to think yourself to death and not sleep. And you're not sleeping, you're not eating properly. Everybody, you don't know who's lying to you, and it can quickly snowball. So Angel's going to hold it together for who knows amount of time, but you guys all decide to get into an alliance with her. So, I mean, if anyone's going to go, I do hope that it's not my guy, Drew, and that maybe like Devins or Dee or whoever else is going to see that Angela's unraveling and just, cut bait when you have to.
Yeah, that's the thing. She's going to crash out. I would be surprised, shocked even, if she makes it this entire season without that happening.
To be fair, most people do have some sort of crash out every season. This is a really hard reality show to be on.
Yeah, it's true. And I mean, it is one of the reasons why she's done a better job with it this time for now, because she's been in there before. But because this is Angela, this is who she is, it may only go so long. So since we're already sad about what's happened to Jason, about the whole Angela situation, we have to continue our sadness now and pour one out for the greatest showmance that never was, and Ashley Barrett, which I was very excited about for about 3 days, and I think it's over now, guys.
I was excited about it too. I mean, a lot of it was that we really enjoyed the boys and Ashley Barrett.
Yes.
I mean, there was all the memes. It was good fun, but there's something really cute about Barrett and Dee flirting. It's just something kind of that feels a little just fun and wholesome about it, and not like, hey, let's go to the pods,
Yeah, I like the two of them, and I think that's what makes it reasonably enjoyable to watch right now. We'll complain about the other showmance a little bit later on here.
Yes, but I'm happy to transition over to Barrett and Dee.
Yeah, and like Ashley, I'm not saying that, Barrett is jumping ship from that possibility just because you're not talking game with him, but I don't think it helps that you haven't talked game with him.
Yeah, you're not being vulnerable enough with him. This is a game that you do have to be vulnerable with people, and you do have to find a way to build that trust.
Yeah, like Dee and Barrett, like they clearly trust each other. They do have kind of like a natural sweetness to them. And here is the problem, Barrett, my guy, my super fan of reality television. You know who Dee is.
Yep.
Dee is an incredible player, and she has shown the past 2 days in particular just how incredible she is. And like one of her many, many skills is she's very good at using flirting to her favor,
Yep.
of looping people in, making them feel like, she is fully on board with them, and then finding a way to get rid of them when the time is right.
Barrett's not winning this game. I'm just going to put that out there. And the reason that I don't think he's going to win this game is because he is too much of a fan. And I don't mean just a fan of Big
Yeah.
Brother, but, fan of D, fan of Devin's, fan.
Yeah.
He's just a reality fan. And I think that once you get past that, where it's like, oh, me and D are developing a friendship. Oh, we're developing a little flirt match.
Yeah.
That money is out the window. Barrett has lost.
I really think so.
He's never going to cut her, because I think him looking forward into the future to be like, outside of the show,
Yeah.
me and D will be friends. I'll be friends with Devins.
Yeah.
I'll be friends. And I think that capital means more to him than the actual money.
Yeah, and I think the longer and longer this goes on, the harder it's going to be for him to see any sort of reality. It's
He'll
like,
never cut them.
yeah, you're going to be in this house with weeks and months. Like this person who, you idolized, who is a survivor
Yes.
crush. It's like she is, touching your hand. She's sitting there. I think it's all going to be too much for him. He might be okay for now, but this is really just
No, I think he's already over the side. I think he's never going to cut them. And if he's brought to the end, he's never going to beat them.
No, I think everybody in this house should vote for D. If D is a former winner and she makes it to the end, and we talked about this a lot with Rachel last season
Yeah,
too.
y'all deserve to lose.
Yeah,
you don't bring a winner to the end.
No, it just makes no sense whatsoever. But let's just stick on the argument here of how good D is at the game, because it
Yeah.
continues to be amazing. Just
Yeah.
including like how much she has just completely snowed this group of Haley and Camu and Chuck. And it's like, I don't really care for any of them, so I don't have any sympathy for them. But Haley, like, for example, had this whole idea that Lala was going to be the replacement nominee. And like, she was confident. Like, she went in there, she pitched it, she fought hard for it. D put on the perfect face, gave her everything. And then the moment Haley leaves, D just goes to the camera and really just laughs in her face. And it's just like, this is insane. How ridiculous are these people? They think they can control me?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a meme forever. That's just going to be forever a gif where we're online. We're going to be seeing her just being like, what an idiot.
Yeah, this is a question for a lot of people in the comments. And honestly, I'm not trying to be mean, but I cannot think of somebody who has been more universally disliked, and I'm not even talking about game, just like people don't like them, than Haley. Like, everybody in this house, other than maybe a couple of her allies, it's like, they can't stand her. Like, Angela's tired of her, D loathes her. Like, they've had these conversations already. And like, Rome made a last ditch pitch this morning to try to get Haley on the block. And I think had D not had that relationship, that, alliance with them that she's formed, like it would have happened. But for D, there's no reason to do this and expose where you sit in the game at this point.
There's no reason to expose herself this early in the game with that. And also, keeping someone like Haley around that just nobody likes, that's perfect for D. She's not, unless they bring in some ridiculous twist where, the HOH can play again. D is not HOH next week. So at this point, why wouldn't you keep someone who is so disliked in the house? Then they are more likely to go home than D.
It's really funny you mentioned ridiculous twist, because I totally forgot about it until this very second. But it's another argument as to why what Jason is doing is so terrible right now. Like, we all know that this whole America's Vote thing is going on.
I know.
It might be a reward. It might be a punishment. Like, I know the house guests aren't aware of all this, but it's Big Brother, expect the unexpected, right? It's just like, who do you guys think is going to get some sort of reward potentially early on? That everyone's going to vote for the returning people because they all already know them. It's why you can't get rid of them or try to this early on in the game.
Absolutely. So could there be some big twist that's going to come in and be like, D can play again? D can play every single week for the next 6 weeks. Absolutely. There are twists that are so unfair in this game.
It really, it's just so unbelievably true. Okay, before we say goodbye to you guys today, we have to dunk on a couple of circumstances that are going on in this, because this is just delusional and just like total facepalm city. First and foremost, Chuck and Camu, if we have not railed on you guys enough already, you're okay throwing the next head of household at this point? You guys feel comfortable? Like Chuck, for some reason, despite having almost no airtime, he thinks that he's running the house right now.
Stop throwing HOHs. Like there's time for that, but it
Yes.
is very few and far between that you should
Yeah.
not be trying to ensure, especially early on, that you have some sort of power. I mean, it's the way that you get the most information.
Yeah, and okay, beyond all of this, it's like, yeah, you're totally right. There is a time and place to throw competitions. Like, you
Yes.
can do it, it's valid strategy. But even if you want to, why are you telling other people this? Because that already is going to make them suspicious of every other time you do a competition. This is information you keep to yourself. There are a lot of other things you can tell other people.
Yeah, if it gets around to too many people, I again would either be like, okay, you don't really care if you're here or not, or you're in a huge alliance and I'm not part of it, so you gotta go.
All right, finally, we go to the regrettable showman's corner briefly with Lyric and Rome, and it's
Wah,
just
wah,
like,
wah.
a part of me wants to like Rome, but I can't root for this because I can't
No,
root for the showman's.
I can't.
I'm not into Lyric at all. She does baby talk on the feeds. I can't stand baby talk. It is just like an instant no from me. Oh,
No, you are an adult woman,
yes.
please.
Also, Lyric, you've already told Rome your whole hair. This has not even been a week. Like, this is the secret. You have already gotten into a showmance in a few days. You've already
Yep.
divulged one of your biggest. What is the point of having secrets entering the game if you fold on them this easily?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, I know this is a reality show and time moves very differently on reality shows, but like it has literally been 7 days, and you're going to tell somebody the biggest secret, especially about being a lawyer. I mean, we've seen lawyers come into this game, hide that, get to the end, win.
Yes.
It's really definitely something that at this point would be even more intimidating or reason to target you because of how many lawyers have come in and lied and won this game.
Yes.
That if we just know you're a lawyer, then I'd be like, okay, great, bye.
So there are a lot of players I'm really invested in this season, but this is like the really bizarro nature of it. There's a lot I'm not.
The biggest thing that I'm surprised that more people aren't looking to target her over is the fact that she's got 1 million people on TikTok. If they're like gonna end up looking for screen time or wanting more whatever, I would be looking at Lyric because she is somebody that was clearly cast because she has a huge following. And then I'd be thinking, well, if there is ever an America's vote,
Yeah.
she already has 1 million people that are going to end up voting for her. So let's just get that out.
We are going to see what sort of future targets are discussed over the next couple of days, because if this vote on Thursday seems as clear cut as it does right now, people are going to start looking ahead. But with
Yeah.
that, we wrap up today's edition of Big Brother 28 live feed spoilers. As always, thanks for hanging out with us. You guys
Thank
make
you.
this season so fun, and we really appreciate everyone joining on our YouTube memberships, where
you.
we have weekly Big Brother exclusive discussions, including about this terrible HOH twist. Thank you guys so much for your
you.
support. We will see you here next time